Paisan, come join us for weekly cigar talk. Welcome to Cuba, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Mr. President.
Is it happening? Is this? Are we really doing this? Did Trump say what I thought I heard him say on the lawn? We're negotiating a friendly acquisition of Cuba. Does Trump touch the cigar industry? Which is ironic because we know Trump doesn't smoke. He's not a cigar guy. He doesn't. Obviously, he's the guy that raised smoking up his first term, I think, to the age of 21. But does he do something that generations have been waiting for? Does he liberate the people of Cuba? Does he break that communist socialist nightmare, that the dream that failed state that's Cuba? Does he allow our Cuban people here? We've got such a beautiful group of Cuban people in Miami and obviously throughout the U.S. that are dying to get home. They've got relatives. But what we're going to talk about today in this cigar industry are the legacies, the nationalized brands that were taken. The fact that there was 24 brands in Cuba right now being distributed, but there were 140 brands before Castro did what he did. What happens? Who distributes them? Are we going to get access to cigars now in the U.S. market? If so, how long do you think those cigars are going to last? Who's going to run the factories? Are we giving it back to the people that it was stolen from? Families we'll talk about. Today's it's a scratch, and I got to be honest, I'm all over the place a little bit because it's a wild and exciting topic. Hang with me. Let's do this. Let's scratch the surface, and let's look at what might happen. We may actually get to see Cuba become accessible to the United States economy. We may be able to enter into their tourism. We may be able to obviously bringing products in from Cuba, the rum, the cigars, and there's more than those two things. Those are just two of my favorite. So we're going to talk about those. But I mean, import, export, vacations, and tourism. It's 90 miles from Florida, where we are, from the tip of Key West. But again, let's get into it together. Let's do it here on the channel.
This job is not for everyone. It's all fun and games and jokes on social media. But this shit is dangerous.
Okay, I don't know why more people aren't going crazy about this one. This is big. It's huge. President of the United States saying it looks like we may do a friendly takeover of Cuba. We knew it was coming, right? I mean, fall of Venezuela really hurt them, but I mean, this is big. Yet nobody's talking about it. I mean, or at least I'm not hearing any cigar guys talking about it. What's it mean? What's it going to mean for us? I mean, there are brands that were nationalized. Does Trump help these guys get their brands back? I mean, families exiled and brands taken over. Players in the industry that have deep roots back there. I mean, we know these names, right? I mean, what happens now? Is this is a game changer, guys? And it's funny. Trump said something. He's like, I've been hearing about Cuba since I was a boy. I mean, he's right. I mean, this is cigar history, guys. I mean, I'm dying to know what happens. I know that he's made comments about, bringing people that were exiled and helping them back and into Cuba when this happens. I mean, it's does he, I mean, does he do the opposite of the nationalizing of these brands? Does he give them back? I mean, what does he do with the assets that were taken? Does he give those back? I mean, it's crazy. What's it mean for cigars? I mean, I mean, are they going to stop? I mean, they won't. I mean, they can't stop production, but I don't know, man. This is exciting times. But that's what I want to talk about today, man. This episode, I want to dive in. I want to talk about Cuba, in a cool, exciting, different way. I mean, the some great memes are going around out there, showing the president of Cuba looking around, checking for helicopters. I mean, whichever way you fall on the political spectrum, it is what it is. For us cigar guys, I mean, for the ones I know, I mean, Cuba's always been, the wailing wall for us, right? The Holy Grail, the the cigars that we always hold everything to the standard, the Cuban standard, right? But good God, I mean, what's going to happen? So, I think we need to dive into a little bit of the history to really know what might happen in the future. I keep waving this guy around, the Monte Cristo, the family that actually started Monte Cristo. They were exiled, right? I mean, the Menendez, it was Alonso Menendez, was in 1935. And then he partnered with Jose Garcia, and they founded the company. They also owed, I think they owed H. Upman. I mean, those guys, they were exiled. They were, I'm pretty sure they had H. Upman too. But yeah, they were exiled. They were sent back, and they seized the factories and the brand, and they forced the families to leave. The Menendez family, I think they ended up in the Canary Islands, creating another brand with the Cruz. But I'm telling you guys, I mean, what happens? Do they go home now? Did they take over the Monte Cristo line? Like, that's crazy. I mean, this is so crazy. All right, I'll stop saying crazy for a minute. I promise. Let's get into this. All right, guys. So let's rewind for a second, right? Let's set the scene. We're talking Cuba. We're talking, the cigar story, where it starts. We're talking about Castro's revolution. But before the revolution, before the nationalization of the brands, Cuba was a cigar mecca, right? We said that, wailing wall of paradise. Over 140 brands exporting premium hand-rolled masterpieces to the world, especially us, especially the U.S. Think of this, right? Picture family-owned factories churning out, beautiful cigars, and all of that just ends. It's when Castro took power, everything changed. These families that were creating these the Monte Cristos, the Punch, all of these incredible cigars. It all stopped. It all, I mean, September 15th, it was 1960. The government nationalized all private businesses, right? And included the cigar industry, of course. Soldiers marched into factories. They seized everything. They seized the name, the products, everything associated with the business. These iconic brands, Partagas, Romeo e Julieta. I mean, Monte Cristo, we talk about it, H. Upman, Hoyo de Monterrey, Punch. I mean, Ramon Alones. I just don't, a pre-revolutionary gem, all of these taken from the owners. I mean, they all got folded into the state machine, right? So the owners of these, like the Ramon Cifuentes of Partagas and the Menendez family we talked about earlier, of Monte Cristo, they were all taken. The stuff was taken. They were left penniless. Bank accounts frozen. They fled, Some of them fled to the Dominican Republic. We talk about the Canary Islands, Nicaragua, Honduras, smuggling out tobacco seeds, and then they all started again from scratch. I mean, from scratch. That's so crazy to me. When they formed the monopoly, the state-run monopoly, consolidating all the factories and slashing the brands down to about 24. Like I said to you, I mean, you're talking 140 brands knocked down to 24. And you fast forward to today, cigar industry is huge, right? State run. It's under the Habanos. We all know. We all look for the stores when we're in other countries, of course. They export about $545 million worth in 2022. Their premium market is worldwide. I mean, it's China, everywhere you go. Cuban cigars are, they're what people really truly want. And the argument between New World and premium, I get it. I'm actually a big believer in New World cigars. Some of these cigars are, they're just in a class of their own, in my opinion. But anyway, so now it's what if. So now let's imagine, right? U.S. intervenes. They threw, this whole friendly takeover that hopefully Trump gets that done. That's great. Reuniting families, turning it into a democracy, free markets, private enterprise. I mean, it'll be a huge mecca for tourism. I mean, the U.S., who wouldn't flood that area? Politically it's chaos to talk about, right? But, how do you get over the power vacuums, the unrest, but when you peel back that onion, I think it has to happen. Cuba's been a failed state for a long time, right? But what I want to talk about is, what do we do with the cigars, guys? It's great. Families will be reunited. People will be able to go home. They've fled for years. They'll be able to go back to their homeland. That's a beautiful thing. That's a great thing. What do those families get to do? Do they get to take back what was rightfully theirs? Do they get given to the survivors? We should say. Obviously unfortunately, some people are no longer with us. You're talking a long time ago. Who? The surviving families. Some are still in the industry. Do they get, appropriated? Or I don't even know what you would say. It's a great, it's a great question. It's a great. It's a great unknown, right? There's a lot of money on the table. It's at the end of all this liberation, could we reunite the fractured cigar world? Could we build it back? Do you think those brands, those 140 brands, will come back? Will they reunite, and how does that work? What does that even look like? All right, guys, we could do the what if games, but what do you want? What would you like to see? Obviously, if this happens, we'll be seeing importing of cigars, right? So the issue is those cigars won't last very long. Production, obviously, they have had issues keeping up already. Now, all of a sudden, there'll be people fighting just to to be able to take back what was theirs. So does it actually halt production? Does it slow production? What do you think? Would you stock up on Cubans when they're available, or would you stick with your Dominican favorites? Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think this is even real? Do you think it's all BS? Do you think there's no way we get into Cuba? and liberate? Do you think that no, that these will go to the highest bidder? Will they'll break them off? They won't return those assets. Let me know. Let me know what you think. It's definitely going to be interesting. So I'll be watching just like you are, and we'll be talking about it. So join me again. Take a look. Keep hitting that like button, and come on, guys, subscribe. Let's do this. Thanks.
This job is not for everyone. It's all fun and games and jokes on social media. But this shit is dangerous.